had been slumping. He had been fighting himself. This was crushed.
What a nice way to finish the series out in Boston. Braves are 10-2 winners, 11 hits on the day, 3 homers. They improved to 8-2 in rubber games. Peter and I are outside in the Battery here at Truist Park. It is movie night on the Plaza. Minions being played. Peter and I might jump out there in between breaks. But Peter Moylan, Nick Green here with you. Peter, what a bounce back for this team.
Yep.
You feel like every time they take a loss, they're going to bounce back in a pretty big way. I love what the offense did in Game 1. Yesterday, shut out for the 5th time on the year. Today, bounced back nicely.
From a lot of guys, too. And, look, honestly, Peyton Tolley was pretty good. He had 26 pitches through 2 innings and was just filling up the strike zone with fastballs. Guys were having a real tough time catching up. And then we're able to string together some really, really good at-bats right the way through the rest of the game, honestly. Some big swings from a couple of guys, too, obviously helps. And Chris Sale doing what he usually does, giving up those 2 runs. He would have been really frustrated with that, given when it happened. But for him to be able to get through 5 the way he did was outstanding. And then the bullpen, wow, what a job by them.
You talk about big swings.
Oh, yeah.
We mentioned Ronald in the pregame show. He comes up big with his 4th grand slam of his career in the 5-run 6th inning he's standing by with Wiley Ballard.
Well, Ronald, you come up in a big spot, bases loaded, nobody out. What is your approach?
Man, starting early, trying to make a good contact, and try to get RBI, and that's what I do in this AB.
Now, you don't play here very often. You hit a lot of balls over the Green Monster in batting practice. How good did it feel to finally hit one over there in the real game?
Amazing, man, amazing. Always amazing when you hit a homer in this part and the other part just help my team win in this game. Happy flight.
Happy flight indeed. Why is this team so good on the road?
The consistent, consistent. Olson, Riley, Albi, all the superstars there. So we put the work together and let's see what happens in the game. We win today.
On to Cincinnati, you got some good memories there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember when I my debut there, so just having fun there.
Thanks, Ronald.
Thanks.
Well, Peter, he mentioned this team working together and getting things done. They had to do it today. I love that 6th inning and the way it happened. It happened pretty quick, too, and obviously Ronald caps that off with the grand slam. But some pretty good at-bats, especially to start that inning off. That's our key to the game.
Yeah, it has to be the key to the game. I mean, it was 2-2 at that point, and then Michael Harris comes up, and we don't see it very often.
Small ball bunt is back.
We've seen a lot of safety squeezes. We've seen a lot of people trying to attempt the bunt these days, and that was done perfectly. And look, this is just Michael Harris becoming a baseball player, let's be honest. And then some really good at-bats from the bottom of the order. Dom Smith, left on left, gets a start today, and he had a great day, honestly, especially that tough left on left. And they walk that run, then Ronald comes up, and it was just over. That sinker down in the zone is just where he loves to get his power from. He's had some tough times getting to fastballs, and that was a sinker down the middle, and he did not miss. It was good to see from him, obviously.
The most important thing that I heard in that interview was he wanted to get ready early and be on time. And we talked about that in the pregame show. Tons of fastballs for Peyton Tolley. The Braves didn't do a whole lot with him. Now, they did rush that pitch count up, so that was a good job by them. But being on time is important. How are you on time? You start a little bit earlier if you feel like you're late. Ronald starts early. He's on time for his 3rd home run of the season. As far as Chris Sale, you mentioned this when we first came on air, Peter. It was a bit of a grind for him.
It really was.
But he does what he does every time out, keeps you in the ball game. Nothing got away from him. There was a ton of traffic, but give him some credit today.
Exactly right. There was traffic all over the place. He had to deal with it almost every single inning. There was 1 or 2 guys on base. And for him to be able to dig down in the way he did, he touched 99 a couple of times today. It's just not fair. Obviously, he wants to go deep in this game, but with the fully loaded bullpen after what Cookie Carrasco did, to get through the 5 innings the way that he did, and to make the pitches that he did with those guys on 1st and 2nd, 2nd and 3rd, all over the place. And fielding his own position was obviously incredible, and I felt like he got nastier as the game got on. And he knows when it's time. I mean, when you hit someone in the knee with a slider that is swing at, you obviously throwing something right. But for him to be able to get through that 5th inning, walk off, head held high, punch out some guys late, it must have felt really good in the old ballpark too.
Yeah, I think it has to feel good, especially late in this game, because it was such a struggle early on in the ball game. Tons of runners in scoring position. Actually, runners in scoring position all 4 of the first 4 innings.
Crazy.
So he had to pitch around some traffic, some high-stress pitches mixed in there. But the way he finished, I thought, was a really good sign for him. Are you going to see 5 innings starts for him often? No, you're not, but is one of those days and still gets the W.
I feel like everybody who pitched in Boston this weekend struggled with their stuff and had to really grind through. For an offense that all we've heard about is the team just pitches, not a lot of runs, they put together some really scrappy at-bats throughout the whole series. And somehow you hear us talk often about how you respond or how you are playing when it's not going great, and this was a prime example of this series. They still ended up winning the series somehow, even though you were looking at times like they were really going to struggle to score, especially with Tolley on the mound today. So great job by them to turn it around.
Find a way to win. That's the bottom line. The Braves take their 15th series win of the season, improved to 38-19 on the season. Ronald, a big home run. Ozzie Albies goes deep in this one as well. 2-run home run in the 9th inning. Braves win 10-2. Love to watch this in the Battery, Peter, but more after the break. This offense, I feel really good about them in general. The lull is going to happen. We know that, right? There are going to be some guys scuffling at times. It feels like this Braves offense has too many guys scuffling at the wrong time right now, but they keep finding ways to get wins. Today, the offense busted out in a nice little way, 11 hits on the day. We highlighted 3 guys, right?
Sure did.
Ronald, Matt, and
Ozzie
Albies. Ozzie Albies, 3 hits on the day, thanks to me and Peter.
I think he was testing
he's
me.
our Georgia Lottery hit the jackpot.
I passed the test. This was great to see, obviously, from Ozzie today. That swing was impressive. That's what we've seen from him most of the year. He's been taking some funky swings on balls in the dirt lately, but to hustle out that single, obviously huge effort from him. The homer later in the game was so loud. That double, huge after Olsen's single earlier in the inning. That double down the line, right-handed. I went and looked at these numbers today. He was still hitting 300 right-handed despite the struggles. And then this home run later in the game. Look at this sinker, middle. A straightaway center field at Fenway is not a place it's not easy to go, especially that deep. That's another perfect swing from him. He was in the 4-hole for a reason today, Nick. I mean, these are the kind of bats that you expect from Ozzie. It's what we've seen for most of the year. And for him to show up again today, after we highlighted him, no less, was outstanding. And I think, honestly, we're going to see a ton more offense in Cincinnati. It's a much more hitter-friendly park, and we might see a few more homers, I'm sure.
And I've got good news for you. We're missing their 2 best guys in Cincinnati. Chase Burns is not going to be pitching over the weekend.
Well done.
And neither is Andrew Abbott. So
that's great.
The offense might be screaming out in Great American Ballpark. As far as screaming on the offensive side, Jorge Mateo, Peter, screaming right to a couple more knocks today. Yesterday, he had 2 of the 5 hits today. 2 more base hits.
Gets the start at shortstop again today. Had some tough plays. Obviously missed that diving play, but it ended up being a single. But offensively was just outstanding. Got the first knock of the game. Peyton Tolley was nasty for the first 2 innings. He comes up and hits a double in the gap like it was nothing. But these are the kind of at-bats that you're going to get from Mateo. You hear Walt talk about how talented he is as a player, and we're starting to see that now as he's getting some more playing time. He's one of the quickest guys in the league, which also helps. But just the depth piece that we have now at that position is just awesome.
I was actually shocked he was starting at DH yesterday. I didn't expect that, but against left-handed pitching, they've got to find other ways to get runs across the board. He starts today at shortstop. Dom Smith starts in the DH spot, and he goes 1 for 3 with a walk on the day and a run scored as well. So it was a great day at the bottom of the order. Jorge Mateo, only 19 starts on the season, hitting .324 so far early on in the season.
And did I mention the bullpen?
The bullpen was great. Tyler Kinley, another great outing for him.
Raylo.
How about Raylo and also Dylan Dodd?
75% heaters. Dylan Dodd in that kind of lead did not make anybody panic in that bullpen. Everybody sat down, didn't even stretch. Outstanding.
I knew I couldn't get out of it without Peter talking about the bullpen for 1 second. Give them some credit. They threw the ball great on the back end of this game. Ronald Acuna Jr., 4th career grand slam. Mateo, Dom Smith, everybody involved in this win. It's a 10-2 victory for the Bravos. We'll get inside the clubhouse next.
Well, Walt, you've said all year after a clunker, you guys answer back. I mean, how impressive is it to continue to do that?
Yeah, it's a good win. Tough place to win a series. And, you know, Chris really fought for 5 innings, a lot of foul balls, a lot of deep counts. Didn't look like he had his best slider today, but he's still as good as anybody without his best stuff. So I thought he did a great job fighting for 5 innings. You know, and Ronnie it's good to see Ronnie get that big hit. We get him rolling. I mean, it's a game changer. So big inning there in the 6th, and some good at bats. We put together some good at bats. You know, Georgie had a nice day. even Yaz got the pinch hit and had a really nice at bat before the Acuna grand slam. So a lot of good things happen.
But just to see Chris, maybe didn't have his best stuff, but to see him compete and hit 98, 99,
you know what you're going to get every time he takes the mound. It's always a good day when Sale's on the mound for us. I always feel good. So, look, I mean, it's not always going to be as easy as it looks for him. He had to really, like I said, fight for it today, and he did. He always does. So, yeah, he gave us what we needed, put us in position to win.
As a manager, how happy does that make you to see Ronnie get that hit? Because you know how hard it is for these guys.
Yeah, no, look, we got a few guys who have been really working through some things and trying to figure it out. And, yeah, I mean, it's a thing of beauty when Ronnie hits a ball like that. It's such a pretty swing, and the ball just jumps. So that's a big one. Yeah, good for Ronnie.
Another good day it was a good day for Ozzie as well. I mean, to see him get 2 extra bases.
Ozzie had a great game. Ozzie keeps doing it, man. He's having a really good year, and it's good to see that too. So, yeah, good series.
Same thing with Mike. I mean, that home run he had just kept on carrying. He had enough power to just, the way he drove to the opposite field and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've seen it all year when Mikey barrels a ball and he hits it hard and he hits it far. So, yeah, he's another one doing a great job for us.
What impressed you about Peyton Tolley?
Tolley?
Yeah.
It's tough at bat, man. It's a big guy. I'm sure there's a big extension. It's 98. It probably looks like 102 to the hitters. It's a tough at bat. I mean, you know you're going to have to earn everything you get against a guy like that. He's impressive.
We'll be back at it tomorrow for Game 1 of the 3-game set out in Cincinnati. Braves on deck starting at 6 o'clock. It'll be Braves-Reds over the weekend. Braves are 10-2 winners. We'll get inside the clubhouse and hear from Chris Sale when we come back. Braves are 10-2 winners in Game 3 of the 3-game set out in Boston. They take the series 2-1. They've taken 4 of 6 from the Red Sox on the season. After this one, Chris Sale spoke to the media. He goes 5 innings, 2 earned runs, punches out 8, and gets his 8th win of the season.
Chris Walt mentioned you didn't feel like you had your best slider today, but just, how much pride do you take in being able to go 5 innings and give you guys a chance to win, even on not your best day?
Yeah, I felt like, I'd kind of keep us in the game. I told Sandy after that it was really impressive, because my slider was really it almost going the other way today. Fastball command was kind of all over the place, so he really got me through that game.
Just to feel that intensity, we saw the 98s and how you maintain that fastball velocity throughout the game. How much fun is it to feel that kind of adrenaline, in a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think as players we feed off of that. This is obviously going to be a great atmosphere here at Fenway Park. I wish I was able to kind of hone it in a little bit. It seemed like it was almost just too loose today, where it just was kind of getting away from me at times. Again, like I got to give credit to Sandy for, noticing sometimes the slider was there, sometimes it wasn't, sometimes the command was there, sometimes it wasn't. And, he really had to work to kind of get me through that one today.
How different was the experience of the second time back, all told, versus the first time back?
It's always, going to be the same. I played here for many years, and, anytime you can go back to a place where you used to play is going to be a little bit different. But then you got to push that stuff to the wayside. I got a job to do, no matter if I'm here in Atlanta or wherever it's at. That's to give my team a chance to win, and it's nice when when the boys jump out, and put some runs on the board. That it was a really tight game for most of that game, and then there in the 6th inning just kind of blew it open and just kind of kept tacking on. So put a lot of stress on the offense today, and they did their job, and I also put a lot of stress on the bullpen, and they were perfect. So that's it's a good win.
Did coming back to Fenway add to that adrenaline at all, or is it just a general kind of adrenaline that you feel when you're starting?
I usually get pretty amped up for my starts. I also had, a few extra days off this week, so, I was able to play a couple more games of long toss. There were 2 bullpens in between just to try to stay sharp. But I think with the extended time off, that kind of helps too.
Contreras was saying something to you after you hit him. Did you get any chance to hear what he said or anything about that?
I'm unaware of that. I got the ball and went back to the back of the mound, so I didn't know he said anything.
You were talking to Tolley the other day. What was kind of your thoughts on him?
Just introducing ourselves. We haven't met yet, so just saying hey, where you from, that kind of stuff. I enjoy watching him pitch. I think I was saying to Brad and Brandon yesterday. When I was here my first couple of years, we had 4 lefties in our rotation, and they got 4 stud lefties in that rotation now. So. Told him I like watching him pitch, and he pitches with an intensity. He's got really good stuff, and he's going to be good for a long time.
Tolley said he grew up watching you, and he kind of looked up to you as a starter. As you've kind of moved through the game, I remember early on you met Pedro here. Have you taken on a role of trying to make sure that you reach out to guys that may have enjoyed watching you growing up and kind of be that guy for them?
Absolutely. I think it definitely makes you feel a little bit old, but no, I definitely appreciate it, and I know that when I got here and the way Pedro treated me and guys that I've met, I was fortunate enough to meet Randy Johnson in Arizona, and they're just so gracious with their time. I enjoy talking to them, so I hope I can do the same thing for those guys when we have those interactions. And I enjoy meeting guys. I enjoy kind of the brotherhood of this game. I know we're competing against each other, but we're kind of all under the same umbrella of being Major League Baseball players and pitchers. So anytime I can help somebody out or go talk to somebody, I like to take that opportunity.
In Tolley, do you see any of a younger you, the way you guys approach the game, that fire?
Yeah, he's definitely got an intensity to him. I don't think I could throw that many fastballs in a game and get through it the way he does. That was impressive. I even when I got done, I asked Hef, I was like, "What today?" That's very impressive. So again, he's got looks like he's built to last. He looks like he really enjoys competing, and he's got great stuff. So like I said, he's going to be a lot of fun to watch for a long time.
Is there any nostalgia when you come back here, or is it all business? Like you're thinking about 18 or anything, or is it just all business?
No, I definitely appreciate coming back here. I still have my home here. We come up in the off season. I enjoy the city of Boston. It was really good to me for a really long time. It was a place I called home for a long time. So we had some really good memories. I know there was some things that happened that I wish didn't, but I like to look back on the good memories and hold on to those and appreciate those.
Thanks.
Okay.